Hi, this is Amie at the virtual Planetarium at Raritan Valley Community College. Let's take a look at some of the things we can see in the sky for the week of August 30th. The moon is full on September 2nd. This full moon is called the corn moon. Usually the full moon of September is the harvest moon, because more often than not, it's the full moon closest to the autumnal equinox. But this year, the first of two full moons in October happens to be closer to the equinox, so October 1 will be the harvest moon. A full moon rises at sunset and sets at sunrise. The moon rises and sets about 50 minutes later each day. So in the days after the full moon, you can see the nearly full moon in the western sky after sunrise. Challenge yourself each morning to find the waning gibbous moon in the sky. The sun is rising around 6:20 a.m. this week. Each day, the moon will be a little closer to the sun in our sky. 1 week after full moon is the last quarter moon. A last quarter moon rises around midnight and sets around noon. 2 weeks after the full moon is the new moon. That's when the moon is by the sun, so they rise and set together. Because of our atmosphere, we are not plunged into darkness precisely at sunset, or burst into daylight at sunrise. The atmosphere bends and scatters the sun's light around the horizon, providing us with many minutes of twilight. Daytime is when the sun is above the horizon. Civil twilight begins when the top of the sun's disk touches the horizon and ends when the sun is 6 degrees below the horizon. Civil twilight lasts about half an hour. The evening one is from 7:27 p.m. to 7:55 p.m. on September 2nd. It's usually still bright enough to do outdoor activities, but street lights start turning on, and you probably should turn on your car's headlights. Then we move into nautical twilight. This is when the sun is 6 to 12 degrees below the horizon. The term nautical twilight dates back to the time when sailors used the stars to navigate. During this time, the brighter stars can easily be seen with the unaided eyes and would be used by sailors to determine their location. Astronomical twilight is when the sun is 12 to 18 degrees below the horizon. The last of the sun's light is being scattered in our atmosphere. Once the sun is 18 degrees below the horizon, it is night. Did you know there are places on Earth where it's never night? This picture was taken at midnight in Reykjavik, Iceland, on the summer solstice in June. The city is at 64 degrees north of the equator. The sun was above the horizon for all but about 3 minutes of the day. It's a land of the midnight sun. Six months later, in December, residents of Iceland only have about 4 hours of daylight, about 6 hours of twilight, and 13 hours of complete darkness. Okay, let's go back home and look at our sky. We're going to set the sky for around midnight. And over the course of the week, we can watch the moon move closer and closer to the planet Mars. On Saturday night into Sunday morning, the two celestial objects will be less than 1 moon width apart. They'll be so close, in fact, that from some places on Earth, like in Brazil, the moon will actually move in front of Mars. We call that an occultation. Have you had enough of these hot summer days? You're looking for some cool times, some cool memories? Well, look at the sky just before sunrise, and you can see the winter constellations. We call this group the Winter Circle. We have Sirius, Rigel, Aldebaran, Capella, Castor, Pollux, the planet Venus, the star Procyon, and back to Sirius. Venus is a nice addition to the circle these days. So this is the Winter Circle. We see the winter constellations in the evening in the wintertime months, but if you get up early, you can see them now. Our moon phases that are coming up. We have the full moon on September 2nd, last quarter moon on September 10th, and a new moon on September 17th. Well, that's our sky for this week. Thanks for joining me in our virtual planetarium. Please subscribe to our channel and like our video. We look forward to seeing you in our real planetarium in the future. Until then, keep looking up.